this is the second half of how to play Lightly Row. So if you've got your music in front of you, have a look at what you've got coming up next. So this is the third line. The right hand part starts on a D with your second finger, it's got 2 go from there. And also just to point out that it's marked MP. Mezzo, which is half, piano, which is quiet, so half quiet. So piano is quiet, mezzo piano is moderately quiet, so it's a little bit louder, if that makes sense. So it's not loud, but neither is it very quiet, it's sort of somewhere in between. Now, first of all, I'm just going to sing the rest of the piece so you can just hear what we're going to do. So this bit goes, let the wind and weather be mingled with our harmony. And then the last line is mezzo forte, moderately loud. Sing and float in a little boat. You may have noticed that last line is almost the same as the second line, but ends on a C instead of an E, and of course the words are different as well. Anyway, let's have a look at line 3. This bit's quite easy if you look at the shapes going on. You've got, if you count them up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Ds. So it goes D, 2, 3, 4, one more, step up, and hold, because it's a minim, a white note, then down a note to E, and then there's 4 of these. E, 2, 3, 4, 5, up in steps. So I'll show you that bit again. So the basic shape of it is it goes D, 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 step up, then E's. E, 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 step up. And then the last line is very similar to the second line. So you learnt before, smoothly glide on the silent tide. You learnt before. This one goes, sing and float in a little. And instead of an E, which wouldn't sound like the piece had ended, that it had resolved, you go all the way down to C. Float. So it's sing and float in a little boat. So I'm going to put that whole thing together. So starting on D, so it goes, let the wind and weather be. Notice how it walked up there? Then it's E, mingled with our harmony. Then the last line starts on your little finger. Sing and float. Notice the skips. Step up. Sing and float. Then the last bit. Lots of skips going from the C. In a little, back to your C. Boat for the end. So that was the end of the second line. Make sure you go down to the C for the end. I'll do that once more. So it's moderately quiet. Let the wind and weather be mingled with our harmony. Sing and float in a little boat. Right, here's the left hand. Notice how the last line is a little bit louder. Not a lot, just a little bit louder. Here it goes. Let the wind and weather be mingled with our harmony. Sing and float in a little boat. We're going to try it hands together. So starting on D, so there's D, second finger, there's D, fourth finger. So remember your little finger's always number 5, so fourth is that one. So you've got lots of Ds, 5 Ds. So it goes D, 2, 3, 4, 5, step up. Now E's, which is the middle fingers, E, 2, 3, 4, 5, step up. Now same note, skip down to the middle, make sure you got middle fingers, step up onto F, skip down and repeat. Then you're going bottom, middle, top, top again. Now this time, bottom. And that's the end of the piece. So, once you've thoroughly learnt that second half, try playing the piece all the way through, singing the notes or the words, whatever works for you. Make sure you can play it really well with one hand first, and then the other hand, and then finally hands together. But once you've got one hand, you might like to have a go at the next recording, which is to play along to Lightly Row.